Hi, have you ever wondered how a single board game can teach English while addressing contemporary issues like global sustainability? Well, with our innovation product called Banaboard Educational Board Game, it's possible. Today, I'll represent my team to present our innovation product for International Innovation Competition, INNOCOM 2020, with our title Bridging Quality English Language Learning with Global Sustainability via Banaboard Educational Board Game. Banaboard is an innovative board game that is inspired by the concept of the traditional snakes and ladders board game while combining it with a digital app. In this game, we are taking the characters from Jungle Book as the main theme. In Banaboard, pupils can play while learning in a fun environment because it incorporates various elements that stimulates their diverse learning styles, and also there are elements of environmental education in Banaboard which will increase pupils' awareness towards the importance of achieving global sustainability. Now let us discuss some of the problems found through observations supported by researchers that led to the development of this innovation. For the first one, students are weak in English, vocabulary, reading skills, and grammar. In their research by Salihuddin Aziz and Nurul Fareha, they found that at least 23% of primary 6 pupils who sat for UPSR failed their English language writing paper in the year 2016. Next, lack of 21st century digital teaching tools. These researchers researched on the teachers' perceptions regarding challenges in using ICT in teaching and learning. They found that among all, insufficient number of ICT tools such as internet, computers, interactive whiteboard, laptops, and other materials were still lacking in their schools. Thirdly, students' lack of awareness about global sustainability. Research has conducted and they have reviewed on environmental education, and they summarize that there are yet to be a specific subject on environmental education in the school syllabus. Therefore, students do not have enough knowledge on environment education and global sustainability as a whole. Taking into account all the problems that has been discussed, we have carried out an initiative to test out our first prototype of the Banaboard board game. Here, we use PowerPoint as the board game and also for the questions for pupils to play. We have found that pupils are very excited as they carry out the actions, answered the questions, and played the board game on this PowerPoint presentation. They also wrote feedback on their review, and they gave us suggestions on how to improve this Banaboard board game when it is digitalized into a smartphone app. These are some of the results that we got from our first prototype testing. Pupils majority enjoyed the game, and they also gave feedback that they understood the game instructions, and most of them learned new words from even playing the games and reading the questions found in the game. Banaboard has several objectives in its development. Firstly, it is to enhance the knowledge and skills of students in the areas of listening, reading, and grammar. It also aims to expose students to the importance of English as a language for everyday communication and develop their interest to learn English as a lifelong learning process. Pupils' creativity and critical thinking skills in solving contemporary environmental issues is also aimed through the questions of environmental education infused into the board game. Lastly, it is to enhance English teaching resources for 21st century learning. These tools can be used by teachers and students alike in the classroom to aid in 21st century teaching in these global times. Banaboard can be played up to 4 players on the board and the Android device. Just like snakes and ladders, the bananas in Banaboard function like snakes, which require players to slide down, whereas the vines will function like ladders that allows players to climb up boxes. What gives Banaboard its distinctive feature is that there are 3 different boxes in Banaboard with different colored icons: blue, orange, and green. Whenever the player lands on the blue box, he or she will have to answer an English question. Orange colored boxes are for action tasks, and green colored icon boxes are for environmental education questions. The main screen contains a manual guide for the game instructions. To play, players select their character and choose the button to roll the dice. Then they will move on the board and select the buttons according to the colored boxes that they land on. In this case, it will be an English question. The player then attempts to answer the given questions. Each character have their own special power if they are able to perform action tasks accurately. Mowgli can jump to the next action box, Bagheera can roll the dice again, Shere Khan can re-roll the dice, and if they land on the same box with other players, these players will have to move back 6 boxes. Now we will look at the example for each question category. This is an example for an English question, example for action tasks, and an example for environmental education question. Now, let's focus on the development process of Banaboard. We created this app using an App Inventor website as shown on the screen. This is how the questions were developed. First, we type out the questions in the columns on the left in their sequence. The boxes on the right are the multiple choice answers for each question. A1 will be the first answer choice and A2 will be the second answer choice for the respective questions. Items for the answers were added by drag and drop. The answers in the first row of A1 and A2 columns correspond with the questions in the first row at the left column as we have seen just now. Here, in A1, should and in A2, shouldn't are answer choices for question 1, and this goes on similarly with the other questions. The questions will also have images attached to them. To add an image, we uploaded the image file to the site. Then, we selected the respective image for the questions by simply typing out the name of the image file into the list as shown. Images will then automatically connect to the question according to their predetermined order. This is a short preview of how we configured the transition of different screens or pages in the app. Although the process may seem complicated, we were able to learn the mechanics through simple tutorial videos from YouTube. Now, if you're wondering, how can schools use this without phones? Well, we can use PC Android emulators to be used on computers. Such examples are BlueStacks, ID Player, and Nox Player. Here are some screenshots to show that it works just as well on computer with an emulator software. From the aspects that have been discussed earlier in this video, there are several features of Banaboard that makes it a quality product. Banaboard is durable as it's bought in PDF and the APK file are stored in the MIT App Inventor server, which can be accessed at any time. It is also flexible in terms of time as teachers or pupils can play Banaboard at any time during classroom learning. It can be adapted into competitions as well. The development of Banaboard is also low in cost as the app development website is free and the copies of the board can be printed by teachers themselves. Banaboard is also user-friendly as it is color-coded and uses simple sentences to ease players' understanding of the game. A manual guide is also provided in the application for new players to learn the game. Banaboard can be convenient as it can be easily brought anywhere without worrying that any parts of the game will be lost or misplaced. Teachers or pupils can access the AIA file anytime by uploading it to the website. They can then customize the questions to suit their lesson and desired content. We had the opportunity for 3 practicum teachers to use this innovation product in their classrooms. Let us now listen to some of their feedback on Banaboard.
Hi, my name is Alia, and in my opinion, the game called Banaboard is a very interesting game as it can help to increase students' motivation, boost their interest, and also allow them to learn a lot of vocabularies as they can learn while playing.
The Banaboard is the best board I've ever used in my classroom. It surprises me as well at how much the students love the Banaboard to the point where they even met me after the lesson just to play it again.
This game is very beneficial both for students as well as the teachers because it helps me in my teaching and learning process, as well as I can see the students are very engaged and are very interested during the classroom. And during this 21st century, I think it is very relevant because it based on technology.
Moving forward, here are some future recommendations to further enhance Banaboard as an innovation product. Instead of using a physical board, it can be digitalized to be included into the application as well as to fully become a digital game. Currently, the characters in Banaboard are adopting characters from the Jungle Book. Therefore, we can vary them to include characters from other stories and increase the number of players up to 6 at a time. We can also create a system for randomized character selection so that players will not only choose a certain character because of their special powers. Lastly, more questions and tasks for each category can also be added to avoid chances for players to repetitively obtain the same questions that they have encountered before. All in all, Banaboard can be used for enrichment, assessment, or remedial because of its positive features and customizable capability. We truly hope that Banaboard will be the bridge between quality English learning and global sustainability among children at their young age. Thank you for watching.